How would you like to make your own dog leash or training tools for your dog? In this video, I'm going to give you a pretty good idea how to do it and what I do and how it actually turns out. Now these are sleeves and they come in packages of like 6 or 8 or whatever. And you'll see, you know, how it actually looks. This is what holds it all together. And to hold it in place, we're going to hit it with a hammer. They're made out of aluminum. Now, at the same time, you may wish to have a swivel, which is like these. These are like, I don't know, 10 bucks for 6 or whatever. These are like 10 bucks. And then you could run, you know, a carabiner. You should look for an auto-locking carabiner because it would be a whole lot easier. Then we have these, and I forget the name of these, but you got to be particular where you look, and you really don't need these. Okay, and it has this type of opening from the side. It makes for a really heavy-duty connection. Now, you have many options when you decide to build your leash. You can decide to build it any size you want. Like, for example, I'll show you this one. This one here, you'll notice it has the black there. That's what these were. So I hit this with the hammer, and then it went flat, if you notice. And then I decided to hit it with a coat of paint. Now this is the handle. This ain't going nowhere, guys. And then I decided, and this is not 6 feet long. This might be 5. And then I decided to put a handle on the other end near where it connects to the dock, so I can shorten up if I want. So in this particular example, I would need 3 of these sleeves to make these particular leashes, and then I would need a swivel and then a carabiner, or you can connect this with paracord. You really can get quite imaginative on what you want to make. And the rope is climbing rope, which is this here, anywhere from $50 to $100, depending how many feet you want. And you're going to make multiple. And you can get it any color, green, black, whatever. Now last night, I made a 30-foot leash. And this is 30 feet long, maybe a little bit extra. And it has a much more heavier duty swivel, as you see there. That swivel there is about $22 just for the swivel. And again, then we have our connection, right? And then we have a carabiner. Now, that's not auto-locking either. I need to get some auto-locking carabiners. But literally, I put this on my dog, and then I hang on to the other end, which is here. As you can see, it's got a big, because I got to put 2 hands in there. And again, it's got the sleeve. So this is 30 feet long. And why would you want something 30 feet long? Well, believe it or not, you hook this up to your dog, and then you let them run. Just let them go. And funny thing about dogs, they can't figure out distance. They don't know what 30 feet is. To them, it could be 200 feet. You put your hand in a loop, hold it up against your chest, and you go to a park, and you walk a huge square. Whichever way the dog goes, you go to the opposite way. So the dog goes that way, you go that way. And you do that over and over and hang on to it, both hands on your chest, and you expect a good jerk. Now, I would say 15 minutes is all it takes. But what ends up happening is the dog can't figure out the distance, so the dog will actually run over to your side without you even knowing it. And continue to do it. It takes about a half an hour, and within about that period of time, your dog is pretty much almost leash trained. Is what happens. Just from having that 30-foot rope. Now, if he decides to, later, a couple weeks, a month, not pay attention or listen to you, then you go out and do it again to reinforce it. All my leashes, all my stuff for my dogs, I make myself. I don't buy them. I had noticed the crap I bought on Amazon and different places, they just weren't any good. They would break, they would fray, they'd rot. I mean, I was just like, it was China garbage. So I decided I'm just going to make my own. Now, the reason I went with these swivels instead of what you see near that $22 swivel, well, these were much cheaper. Okay? And that's why I went with these. And I just, you can paint them black or whatever. Same with these. Now this, I'm going to show you. Okay? I'm going to get my rope, right? And you notice it has those holes. I kind of turn it a little bit. And notice that fits in there almost perfect. Okay? So if I was going to make a handle, I would loop it around, put it through again, but I'm not going to bring it out the back like that. I'm going to make sure that I'm sitting nice and level with it like that. And there we go. And this will adjust the size of the handle from the other side. Lay this down on the concrete outside or on the road, and get the hammer and beat that. And that is going to crush that on that rope, and then that's not going to go anywhere. So that's kind of nice, right? You want to build it all before banging that down, because once you bang that down, you're committed, is what you want to do. And you have to determine, do you want the swivel and the carabiner and this locking thing? I mean, you have to determine all that. Now, what I'm going to make is two very short leashes. They're usually 3 feet by 4 feet, and you hook it up and the dog stays very close to you on your side. And it helps when you got a dog because you can get the measurement for your height. You know, because those ones you buy that are short for 4 feet, keeping the German Shepherd close to you, your distance is going to be different from somebody else that say it's 6'2", or if you're 4'5". So now you can actually determine how long and how it is custom made for you. And when you connect it to your dog. So I want to make two because I have 2 German Shepherds and I want to control German Shepherds on each side of me. One on each side and walk down the road. And I'm going to do that with a very short leash. And I will have this, a swivel. And I could go with this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just go with 2 carabiners. And that's it. So when the carabiner's in here, okay, you think with the swivel, that's going to turn. So the carabiner hooks to the dog's collar, and there ain't nothing else it can do. Now, if I wanted to, okay, if I didn't want to run a swivel, let's say I don't want to run a swivel, well, then I could just run it directly through here and bend it over and then put my metal thing up there in my sleeve. And then this would have no swivel whatsoever. So you have to determine how you want it and how you want to do it for you. Now the reason I say put the sleeves on first and have the whole thing laid out how you want it, because sometimes you may notice you need your sleeves on before you start, you know, banging and putting everything together. Now if you notice, my ends are really well done. They're not done with a lighter. I had bought one of these units, okay, quite a long time ago, and this thing here heats up red hot is what it does. Maybe I can show you. And a lot of people, I'll use it for paracord also, but and really it's just an on and off switch. Now you can bolt this down to a desk or whatever, but I don't. But it's pretty amazing. Let me turn it this way. Maybe you can see it actually getting red. And then I'll show you how it works. The amount of rope and paracord and everything I mess with and hiking and everything, it's just a pain to cut it with a knife and then hit it with the lighter. It's a pain, and this is pretty thick, right? So I'll cut a small piece here. I don't know if you can see that. It's getting red. Okay. So what you do then is, I'll go this way so you can see better. And I just start sliding down. Nice and easy. And it's cutting the rope. When I'm done, not only does it cut the rope, okay, and I can hit the flat area and get it a lot nicer, as you see there. So basically it cuts, it seals all at the same time. And it really makes it a lot more convenient for messing with the rope. Now you can cut it with a knife, you can put it down on a board, cut it with a knife, and then hit it with a lighter. I mean, there's no big deal with doing that. This is just a lot more convenient. So I'm going to make 2 4-foot leashes with this thing. And figure out how high I want it and what I'm going to do. And when I'm done, I'll come back and show it to you. Okay, I cut 2 pieces of rope because I want 2. I don't even know how long. I had the dog stand beside me. I folded this over for a handle. I folded this over for the for where I'm going to put the swivel, and this should work out fine. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a sleeve and put it all the way through. Come up and around. Cosmo enough. And then get that level right up against there. Okay, and this is going to be my handle. Then I need a swivel. And but first, before I put a swivel, I need the sleeve. Okay, and then this goes on, and then it comes around the sleeve. So now I have to determine how long I want this. And I want it to be down here as basically as tight as I can get. Okay, and that's pretty much what that looks like. Now you have to understand, I'm going to run a carabiner on this, which is going to connect to the dog, right? But that's pretty small there, right? So I want that to come down and make a decent sized handle. Like so. Now I can have these together, or I could have them alternated, but I think it would probably look better together. So what we're going to do is, since this is kind of sticking out a little bit and it's not very flat, we're going to take this, wait for this to hit, and this is where this thing just excels, right? Make sure I don't hit the other rope. And now that's extremely flat. Could get a little more. And then I need to do this one. Same thing. Let's go to, I don't need that carabiner on there while I do this. Well, that came out really easy. There we go, that's good. Okay, so I want my handle to come down and I want these together. So now I have a very short that I can leash, basically I can connect to my dock, is what I have on there. Now the other question is, and this is where you have to really think about when you start doing this, okay? I am going to try something. Yeah, what if I'm thinking, no, I'm going to need two, because once I come down, it wouldn't make a difference. So, okay, let me beat these and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm done beating it. It only takes a few seconds, as you can see there. And you just hit it with a hammer. And this ain't going nowhere. This is all one solid unit. I mean, I even tried it on Luna, my female, and it's actually a perfect height. So there's one done. Now I can put a smaller carabiner, and because I got the swivel, this goes around. So this was really easy. These run, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks they sell them for. And then I see a whole bunch of bad reviews where rivets rusted, and nothing on this can rust because these are aluminum. Even the Swivels aluminum. So this will last forever. And even if it was to fray, or even if my dog was to chew on it, it literally only takes 10 minutes to make another one. So I need to make another one so I can have it for my other German Shepherd. So this way, I can have a German Shepherd in each arm carrying them on these short little leashes and have more control over my dog. So that's basically how to make a leash. I'll give you the parts and stuff that you need, even a couple links to a couple ropes. I mean, they sell them in many different colors. And basically pieces you need to actually make your own dog leashes. And when you do, you're going to be quite happy with yourself, because you're going to be like, well, I'm never without a leash at all. You need a 10-foot leash, make a 10-foot leash. You need a 4-foot leash, make a 4-foot leash. It really doesn't matter. You can decide how long you want to make it. So that's how I make my dog leashes. I don't buy dog leashes at all. I buy a collar, I buy a halter system, and all my leashes are made by me, so I know they're going to last and take a beating on what has to be done. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next one.